Hi guys, this is Deepika and welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm doing another similar type of video I did before, but I'm making a New Year Christmas special fruit cake. Looks so yummy, doesn't it? It came out really well. It's again an eggless cake. You can also make it vegan. I can try to tell you the substitutes while we go through the recipe, but it's a very simple recipe, quick to make, and I'm pretty sure this will impress your friends really well. So to get started, I have a saucepan heating here. So first we are going to prepare the caramel sauce because this cake is not a chocolate cake, so yet it has the dark rich brown color, so that comes from the caramel. So to start with, I have a pan heating here and I'm adding about a quarter cup of sugar to this. And guys, I leave the detailed measurements and the ingredients in the description box below. Make sure you check it out. So I'm giving this a stir now, and make sure your heat is between low and medium because sugar can easily burn when there is no water or anything else. As you can see, the sugar is slowly melting. So what happens is it melts and it becomes like a light brown color, and then as you keep stirring it, it becomes a dark brown color. And as you can see, I'm continuously stirring it to avoid any burning. And now this is the light brown color, and then it turns into a dark brown color as I'm showing now. And I think this took about 10 to 15 minutes. This is the color we want. Sugar is completely melted, and that's how the color of a cake will turn out as well. So now that this is ready, as a next step I'm going to add about a quarter cup of water to this. Be careful when you add the water because you're working with hot sugar, and then after you add your water, your sugar kind of becomes hard, or the caramel becomes hard. Don't worry about it, it'll melt, and just keep melting this for the next about uh, 10 to 15 minutes. I think the total process for this entire caramel takes about 30 minutes. Now the caramel is completely melted and you get this brown colored water. You have to be a bit patient. Now this is the exact color we want. As a next step, I'm going to let this cool down for about 30 minutes until it comes to room temperature. And then I'm going to add my mixed dry fruits and nuts. I have some cashew nuts, almonds, I have the orange peel, which is so good in this cake. It just cuts the sweetness. And then I'm going to keep this aside for some time. Guys, you can even soak this overnight, but I don't see a big difference. So I'm just going to let this soak all the caramel, and I can also keep it in the fridge for some time, and then that will be ready for adding in our cake. Next, I'm going to prepare my wet ingredients. So for that, I have some butter in room temperature, which is softened at room temperature. To this, I'm going to add some oil. Since we are making an eggless cake, I like adding oil because it gives a good moist texture to the cake. Next, I'm going to add some condensed milk. I think the condensed milk sweetness and the caramel syrup sweetness are perfect for this. I don't feel the need for adding any more sugar. Then I'm going to take a whisk and I'm going to give a good mix and beat this really well until it's very smooth and creamy. So keep beating and beating until you get that creamy batter or wet ingredients. So as a next step, I'm going to prep my dry ingredients. So in a bowl here, I'm adding about 3/4 cup of flour, and then I'm going to add the baking powder and the baking soda. So those are my raising agents. I add a little bit more of baking soda than my baking powder. I feel like it gives a good texture to the cake. And then I'm going to add some cinnamon powder, and then I'm going to add some nutmeg powder. I feel like these two flavors go so well with this cake. You can even add vanilla and make this like a vanilla fruit cake, but this is like the classic holiday spices, so I just love adding them. Next, I'm going to add a small pinch of salt. This just elevates everything because there's so much sweet, and the salt just enhances everything. So I'm going to add that, and then I'm going to lightly mix all this together. Now that this mixture is ready, I'm going to add my soaked dry fruits and nuts and the all the caramel syrup or the water I have to my wet ingredients, and I'm going to give this a good mix. Once that is mixed, our next step is to add all our dry ingredients. So I'm going to add my dry ingredients. And after this, I'm going to mix everything together. And one thing I really want to be careful when I'm making eggless cakes or any cake is that um, you shouldn't really beat the batter a lot, because then it'll activate the gluten and then your cake will become very tough. That is kind of the common mistake which we do. And then when our cake is baked, it doesn't come out really fluffy and moist. So make sure you keep that in mind, especially when you're working with eggless baking. If you want to make this cake vegan, then I gave the substitutes for vegan as I listed the measurements of the ingredients in the video. So make sure you check it out, and then you can make this cake vegan too. I'm sure it'll turn out well. So this is the consistency I have after I added all the caramel and all my wet ingredients. So this is the final consistency of the batter which you want. I have a spring foam pan here with a parchment paper greased with butter. Well, you can even use a normal baking tray, that's fine. Baking cake bake pan, that's fine. So now to this, I'm going to add the batter I have, and then I'm going to gently spread the batter throughout the cake pan so that it's completely even. And then my cake will be ready for baking. In the meantime, also preheat your oven for 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius. So make sure that's ready. And then I'm tapping the pan well so that if there are some air bubbles, then they should escape, and it will also make sure that the batter is even. I'm gonna bake this cake for about 45 minutes. It took about 45 minutes for me. I inserted a toothpick and it came out clear. Sometimes it might take lesser time or more time depending on your oven. So make sure you check it after 30 minutes for every 5 minutes, and then take it out when it's completely done. As you can see, my cake looks so good. I just can't wait to eat this. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let this cool down for about 20 minutes until it comes to room temperature, and then we'll cut the cake. My cake is completely cooled down. I removed it from my cake pan, and then I'm just gonna place this on a wooden plank, and I'm gonna cut this into pieces. I'm gonna make some square pieces. You can do it like however you want to. And then I'm just going to gently arrange them on my plank here, and then that's it, guys. My cake is ready. You don't need any frosting or anything for this cake because it just tastes so delicious, and there is so much going on already with this cake. And here I am to taste the cake. It is so soft. As you can see, it's turned out really moist, and you can see the air bubbles. Guys, it tasted really good. I just love that one bite. And you can see how moist it is, and there are like so many air bubbles. This is what I need from that cake. I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe as much as I did. Please make sure you give a thumbs up to this video and share this video with your family and friends, and make sure you subscribe to my channel. I hope you all have a great holiday season. Happy holidays, and I'll see you guys with another exciting video. Until then, take care. Bye bye.